Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Light and Pure here on Fighting Spirit. Top left-hand corner of Fighting Spirit, we have the Teal Protoss player. His name is 7001, also known as Pure, according to the Smurf list. And in the bottom left-hand corner, the Blue Terran player, Light. Light has been featured a lot because there's a replay pack on TeamLiquid.net featuring the player, and yes, it's a TVP. I haven't cast one of these in a while. I just kind of figured that PvT just basically boils down to mech versus Dragoons and Zealots and Archon sometimes, and Arbiters sometimes, and sometimes Carrier, but I don't know, kind of feel like the matchup is darn predictable. This is from 2016, according to the replay date. Not entirely sure that is reliable, but hey, that's the best I can go on. Pylon first, out of Pure, no surprise there. If you're not following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin, you are missing out, man. I'm playing StarCraft Remastered. You may have noticed some of the videos getting posted up on the YouTube channel of VODs from those playthroughs. Really good time. I don't think I can do that all the time, though. I'm actually running up against my Comcast hard cap for data usage in a month. The pop-up just showed up tonight that said, hey, you are like 200 gig from hitting your 1 terabyte for the month of September. And I was like, what? I'm casting this on Sunday the 30th, so I'm not going to hit it, but if I'm continually having to stream and then upload the stream to YouTube as well, that might put me over the level. So I'm going to start doing not all of them, not all of those on the YouTube, but some of those on the YouTube. And if you want all of them, you're going to have to come to Twitch. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to hang out. I know some of you guys are afraid to head out there. I was not really into Twitch all that much for a long time, but it's nice. It's really nice to be able to interact with people while you're watching people do stuff, and it is a good time had by all. I'm also going to start doing the Warcraft campaign playthrough. I'm really excited for that one. If you haven't watched Warcraft 2 at all, if you barely know what it is, you should check this out. Warcraft 2 is the predecessor to StarCraft, and really, its success is what made StarCraft a possibility. So for that reason alone, you should be familiar with it. I'm going to start it in a week or two here. We're coming up on the end of the Brood War campaign, and then it's going to be Warcraft 2. I'm very, very excited. My first RTS, and the one that I was in love with until the day that StarCraft dropped. And then I was like, bye Warcraft, StarCraft is better, and left. And never really went back. So it'll be nice to go back. Some nostalgia purposes there for sure. SCV scouting in to see what Pure is doing, and Pure's not doing anything too insane. Cybernetics core working on Singularity Charge, which you absolutely need against Terran if you are a Protoss player. Factory in production here too, some Marines. Nobody's being aggressive in the early stages of this game. Nobody really needs to go nuts with static defense or making army units. We can just tech up pretty much all that we want here. Now, is Pure going to go for a Nexus here or additional tech? And the question, are you checking for a proxy? This probe has got to be. No, actually just throwing down a pylon way on the right side of the map here. I suppose easier to see when drops are coming in if you have some kind of presence in that section of your map. And higher tech, man. Let's do this thing. What are you making? Pure. You have resources for stuff and using it for Dragoons so far. Alright, man, it's going to be Dragoons. Bit of a Dragoon push early in the stages here. However, that tech lab, or that machine shop rather, on the factory is getting built. Going to have tanks sooner rather than later. Dragoon pushing on up. And Dragoons with range can actually harass natural bases of the Terran quite nicely. We've seen this before. We've seen Bisu especially show up with a bunch of Dragoons, just set up just outside of the range of bunkers and shoot those things down as the Terran tries to expand. That said, Light's not even trying to expand, it looks like, until he's got, well, vultures with widow mines, spider mines, as well as he is producing a tank. Yes, a tank out of the factory there too. Natural base already on the way from Light, and a robotics facility. The first major tech choice from Pure here. We could see Reaver. I do enjoy a good Reaver in PvT. Let's see if that's what we get out of it or not. And yeah, just scouting with the barracks. The number of Marines here is all the Marines we're ever really going to see from Light. The rest of it's going to be tanks and vultures the rest of the way. And is this a push or is this a defensive play? Maybe a push to make sure the command center can get down. Attacking while expanding is something Day 9 taught me many, many years ago. It is hard to remember to do in the heat of things, but all the best players will do it. They'll push out, expand behind it, recognizing their opponent has to defend, and if they're defending, they can't be killing your expansion, and it just makes perfect logical sense. So 3 Dragoons here with Singularity Charge, 4 Dragoons here with Singularity Charge, a tank without Siege, and it dies instantly there. And now the Dragoons should be fine. Trying to take out that Vulture before it can lay any Spider Mines. That was a fantastic play from Pure. Absolutely shutting that guy down. Poor Vulture on the Vulture bike. Now the Marines are forced to flee. None of these guys died. None of the Dragoons died there. What absolute control from Pure. I'm hearing some Spider Mines getting laid, and here they are. And a Marine dies right on top of it. I got splattered with blood, says the Spider Mine. Not a really great feeling, I don't think that would be. Anyway, robotic support bay coming up. Yes, indeed, a Rama. A shuttle, a robotic support bay. This is going to be a Reaver drops out of Pure. Very excited to see that one. Terran player, yeah, he's boring. He's making factories. He's working on Vulture speed, and he's doing a mater transfer down to his natural base. The timing is pretty fantastic on that. Well played for sure. Vulture trying... Ooh, does pick off the probe, but loses his life in the process. I'm not sure that was a fair trade. 1 probe down for an entire Vulture. Vultures are really important for the future of the Terran army for light. That said, this expansion was delayed for about 35 seconds, so I don't know. Take your pick. Pick your poison there. What would you do in that situation? Lose the Vulture, kill the probe, delay the expansion, or keep the Vulture alive for later? Deep questions with a Falcon. I love the Terran music. I just do. Alright, so 2 Zealots and a Reaver. Let's head on down to the south. It always looks like a face, right? The shuttle face. Hey guys, I'm just flying overhead. I'm kind of looking frowny, but I'm doing my job anyway. And yeah, we'll see how this does. Scouting Engineering Bay will accidentally run directly into this shuttle, giving Light a bit of advance notice as to what's going on here. Finally, Siege Tech being researched by Light at the 7-minute mark, but Vulture's speed a little bit more important, Spider Mines a little bit more important. So here we go. Oh, don't land on that Spider Mine. It'd be terrible. Oh, the Spider Mines present. Wow, big time hit. That Reaver hit was massive. Oh, get hit by the Spider Mine. The Reaver's severely injured now. An SCV goes down. Tanks are present. Shuttles decides it's time to get the heck on out of there. The Reaver is already so injured that it's basically forced to flee at this stage. Bummer. Bummerama for sure. Vulture's trying to hold map presence, trying to hold map control, throwing down Spider Mines left and right and center. Sneaking back in here is the shuttle observer, trying to make sure the pathway is clear. And again, there are Spider Mines present, but that's okay. I guess we drop and kill this SCV. Oh, bringing the Zealots out for this one. Cancel. Ooh, SCV goes down. Missile turret gets picked off there too, and shuttle decides to retreat. At the very least, if it kind of keeps Light from, well, I guess keeps Light from doing this, it's going to be worth it. But Light is pushing. Light says, enough of your shenanigans. I'm going to push you with tanks. You do have Dragoons here. But, yeah, it goes really, really bad for you Dragoons if you try to attack into this. Pretty good engagement here. Zealots getting on top of the tanks fairly well, and the Dragoons are going to be able to take out every one of these tanks. Maybe, possibly, no, definitely not. But one more goes down, and this guy trying to get in that minimum attack range to get rid of this dude. But the Vultures show up, and the Vultures will be able to finish you off if you are not careful enough. So, pretty good hold there, I would say. Light not really able to push out any much more further than he is. Man, these are fast. Look how stupid fast they are. Dudes on their motorbikes. That's actually a pretty good angle. Hey, dude on the motorbike. Actually kind of shoot from the middle of the unit, not really from the front. I don't know how it works. I really don't understand any of the lore behind this whatsoever. Slowly pushing out, trying to clear those Spider Mines, trying to make sure he's not a prisoner inside his own base. These Vultures are pretty much unopposed right now. Nobody's really trying to stop them because they really suck at killing buildings. This little 4 pylon block is to make sure Vultures can't come up through that ramp, which is working pretty well, but then they came in through the back way and are being exceptionally annoying. And yeah, that's it. So tanks are trying to knock down this wall into the third base. It's some pretty concentrated aggression here out of Light. The Vultures are trying to help here too. They taking splash damage? Don't take friendly fire splash damage here. Vultures getting shot by Dragoon with that Singularity Charge upgrade. Some tanks in siege mode, one tank not in siege mode, and now the door is completely open. So the vultures come right on in, lay down some spider mines immediately, trying to get rid of these dragoons that are defending there. The last line of defense between the vultures and these probes, and they do manage to hold a little bit until the tank fire comes from a distance and absolutely wrecks it. Meanwhile, vultures getting into the main base and killing some more probes here. So pretty darn fantastic, good harassment here out of Light in the first 10 minutes of this game against Pure. He is absolutely picking off probes from behind this mineral line, not running the probes, mind you, not running them very well at all. One of these vultures going to die. The other one is also going to die. Probes, I think, finished him off, getting revenge for their fallen comrades and brothers at arms. Ooh, getting a hit there on that spider mine, continuing to push on down. Got the Goliaths on the way, working on vehicle weapons. Is Light right now. Missile turret getting hit from distance. Guy in missile turret. Probably ejects. He's probably fine, right? Probably. He got out of there just no biggie. 88 to 65 total supply. Pure is actually up at this stage. Having the third base up earlier than the Terran player is definitely helping with that. But third base is going to land for Light now along this left side. Additional shuttles on the way. Additional gateways coming in here too from the Protoss player. And yeah, so far so good. I would say it's from Pure. He needs additional tech though, is what he needs. He's not going to win this thing just with Dragoons and Zealots and maybe a couple Reavers. Really does need to get into that Arbiter style of things. He needs to be able to move around the map, abuse the immobility of the Terran army when he starts getting into a lot more tanks and Goliaths. I mean, right now, obviously, Vultures are very mobile indeed, and that wall is back up. So the Vultures can't get through here. Very frustratingly for them. Vulture's going to come attack. Dragoon's going to sneak up from the left side and try to say, get out of our house, get off my lawn. Yeah, pesky kids. And that should be enough to shove them away, and it absolutely does. Checking to see, is there a fourth base up here for Pure? No, there's not. We'll throw a spider mine down there anyway. Working on starports here for EMP, possibly off those science vessels. It's a pretty good spell against Protoss. It removes all of the shields and energy off of anything that it hits. It's a pretty darn powerful spell. Really powerful spells overall in Brood War, I would say. Definitely more game-changing than a lot of the spells that exist in StarCraft 2, with some exceptions. I think Blizzard's been faster to go ahead and nerf really game-changing spells in StarCraft 2, whereas they've kind of let them be what they are in Brood War. They're different games, which is why a lot of you guys hate StarCraft 2, and why a lot of people that play SC2 really hate Brood War. It's just they're different games. People have different preferences, and that's fine. You can love both. You can love one and hate the other. You can hate both. That's also acceptable. But meanwhile, Dragoon's pushing down, clearing out this minefield with the help of the Observer, and the minefield is pretty darn clear. So you can push out now if and you want. It is a Stargate in production and the Zealot leg enhancements on the way here too from Pure. So actually been a little bit quiet for Light in the last couple minutes. He's been very harassy the first 10 minutes. Last 3 have been definitely a little less insane from him. Tanks are not sitting on attack upgrades. Charon booster upgrade is on the way. Vehicle weapons is almost done for the tanks. They'll be the proud owners of a +1 attack insignia at some point. That Zealot just ate 3 spider mines. He's alive, but he did get rid of some spider mines. That's what his job is. He's here to clear the mines. He looks at that one and says, yeah, nah, not all that interested. Can he get this one to fire before the... Nope, Vulture takes him down very easily indeed. Dragoon's continuing to push the front here of Light to get rid of some of these spider mines. A lot of tanks present from the Terran player, though, and an attack of Zealots into the third base of Light, too. Zealots pretty scary. They don't have the attack upgrade yet, but they do have the legs, which means they're very fast. Trying to repair these supply depots while there are Zealots hammering on them and Dragoons hitting them from distance here, too. A lot of SCVs getting fired upon at the same time. There's a drop from Light trying to sneak into the natural base of Pure, but this is a really big gateway army. Just swinging on into the third base, no big deal. Zealots trying to get on top of the tanks. Vulture's clearing them out pretty darn easily. Again, Vulture's amazing against Zealots. The attack of Light at the natural base cleaned up quite nicely by Pure. And it looks like this might be a pretty darn good success out of Pure. Taking down ComSat Station. Again, getting guaranteed damage. Damage you can get. If you go after the command center, you might not get it, in which case you've wasted a lot of energy going after other stuff. Killing Vultures, you can do. Killing SCVs, you can do. Killing tanks, you can do as well. Some Zealots rolling on in. Reinforcements showing up all the way from Pure's base, making this thing happen. right now. A lot of SCVs dying here too. This is a massive play from Pure. He is forcing a liftoff on the 3rd Terran Command Center here. There's SCVs repairing. Just kidding. Zealot punched him right in the face, and now he's dead. Now the Command Center is going to get into burning. Can the Dragoons finish this thing off? Zealot's trying to get down this ramp and take care of the tanks so the Dragoons can do their job. And the Command Center does get picked off from distance by the Dragoons. What an amazing play there. Zealot's on top of these tanks. Pure is losing a lot of stuff, but he's getting a lot of utility out of this attack. The tank count has been thinned substantially thus far. It's 102 to 64 supply. 3rd base by Light is obliterated right there. Wow, just absolutely removed from the map. No sign there's a Terran player here, except for some of this rubble, which will eventually sink right into the ground. Zealots here versus Vultures, not what they want to fight at all, but then Big Brother Dragoon shows up and says, hey, you stay away from my kid. Don't you ever talk to me or my son. Again, as the memories would say. Spider-Man tries to come up. I believe they took that without too much damage. Oh, looks like they took a hit. Another hit. Zealot's severely injured there. But it's 113 to 80 total supply. I just feel like Pure is in a great position. He's starting his Arbiter production. He's working on stasis. He's getting gravitic booster for his observers, upgrading ground weapons further here. And he just has the economy to make this thing happen. A 4th base warping in along the top side too. And I just don't know how Light comes back from this. What he really needs is a really fantastically strong attack here with the tanks in a great position to take down a base and an expansion while expanding behind it. If he could get up to this 4th base and throw up an expansion, retaking his 3rd, that would be a way to get back into this game. I just don't know if he's able to extend that far right now. He's playing pretty defensively. His Vultures are moving forward. He's getting a missile turrets. Oh, does Spider-Mines actually kill that Vulture instead? That's hilarious. Dragoon does manage to get down here and check that there's no 3rd base yet, which he has to feel very, very happy about. Dragoon's just trying to make sure this push is slowed as much as Protostly possible. And Vultures surround the Dragoon and shoot him right in the face. Zealot gone there too. So far so good from these Vultures. They've been pretty much the most important part of what Light is trying to do here. With the Spider-Mines, with the map control, with the probe harassment. And just really forcing Pure to play this extremely slowly and carefully, which, if you can do it, more power to you. Probe transfer here to the 4th base, and still no 3rd. What the heck is Light doing? And here we go. Pure pushing on in with the Zealots in the front. Dragoons on the right side here, but this is not enough. I really think the tank count and the Vulture count is too high for anything to happen here for Pure. He is losing Dragoons. He's taking direct shots to the face from those tanks. +1 attack is done, but no armor upgrades for these gateway units, mind you. And now Light, a little bit more respectable at about 86 to 115 supply, no longer close to being doubled up as he was previously. Goliaths on the way, +2 attack and +1 armor on these tanks. Just makes them that much more formidable from the Terran player. Vulture's trying to sneak on up, lay down some more Spider Mines, and getting shot in the face for their trouble. And slowly but surely, Light is making this thing happen. He's got missile turrets in fantastic locations. Spider Mines mean the Zealots can't just charge in here willy-nilly like they would want to. Observers taking shots from the missile turrets. Fantastic, fantastic play out of Light thus far. He lost that 3rd base, but he is making Pure very afraid of what the mech army can do to him. Still no 3rd from Light. He's spending his money too fast. He's making Vultures with most of his minerals, and I just don't know if this is the right idea. This is the right thing for him. Stasis. There's your stasis, catching 3 of the tanks. Ooh, nice defensive matrix on one of these tanks here, but gets killed pretty much instantly anyway there. Tank spread is kind of fantastic. And can he get through with 4 or 3 of these tanks stasis and a Vulture? It looks like Pure is going to try to make this thing happen. Trying to target fire down the tanks from distance. They are the real concern here. The Vultures aren't really that big of a deal if you haven't enough Dragoons on the ground. Taking some hits was that science vessel, and finally landing his 3rd base is Light behind all of this. And you know what? Light's okay. Light took some damage, took some hits, but he still has his tanks coming out of siege here. Eventually. Not siege, stasis. Coming out of stasis here. Eventually here. Arbiter, yeah, not enough energy to throw another one down. That's the thing. They're powerful spells, but they take forever to regen enough energy to actually use them again. Researching EMP Shockwave for the science vessels is Light, which he really, really should do. And just making 10 Dragoons at a time right now is Bisu. So we're 4 base to 3 base. 3 base happily running Observer does scout what's going on here, so Pure is familiar with what is happening. Actually getting some shots off on this tank using the Disruptor Cannon ability, a full 10 damage per shot. But the Goliaths are here with their Charon booster upgrade, and I think those days are over for their Arbiter. There's actually an Archon out. This ramp is completely blocked by Pure's forces. Get out of there! You gotta get off the ramp, guys. Yeah, Light has a pretty nice contain on this natural base. I don't know that Pure is going to get out of here, is the thing. And if I was Light, I'd send a bit of an attack over to this 4th. He knows that it's here, right? He doesn't know. Wait. This vision thing is dumb. It doesn't show what the players are aware of. It just shows what they can literally see, at least for this replay. How interesting is that? Annoyed. Annoyed indeed. So a couple cannons here, just making sure that vultures can't do whatever they want over there. But you know what? The vultures are sitting at a pretty happy +2/+1, which makes them a little bit harder to be killed. And yeah, this is just... this is one of the better contains I've ever seen. The tanks are spread out so that stasis doesn't take any more than 1 or 2 of them down at a time. It's 113 to 169 supply. There is a lot of Protoss army out here. Are they going to get recalled? Where's the Arbiter? There's an Arbiter out. Is there not? Observer getting picked off from distance there. Where is it? Here's the Arbiter. The Arbiter's trying to come in. I might actually recall some units in here to try to save them. Cloaking would be nice, but there you go. All right, so defensive play here, sending a lot of his units out, trying to save his 4th base from getting completely massacred by these guys, and it actually works out for him pretty well. So these guys are now over here. So Arbiter for transportation, pretty darn useful. So he has portions of his army at each of these bases. But Light, just so very patiently saying, I don't know if you can do this. Arbiter trying to fly on in here to the 3rd base, get the same thing. Nicely done. Zealots. Zealots on the ground, Dragoons on the ground here too. 3rd base is suddenly a Protoss playground right now. And all the SCVs fleeing from that location entirely. Light, meanwhile, going after the 4th base of Pure. Trying to get on top of everything that's here. And really, there's not much here. Good EMP thrown down. And suddenly the cannon's gone. Suddenly all the probes are gone here too. So base for base, tit for tat here. Both players taking severe blows to their chins, but this 2-basing Light, he can't do this forever. He's not mining at all from his main right now. He is mining from his natural, but that's literally all that he has at this stage of the game. Trying to push out a little bit with the Archons. Archon's pretty good unit. Vultures are pretty terrible against them. Goliath's not that good either. Tanks, great, but tanks are good against everything on the ground. There's really no shame in that. Is there another... Oh, let's see. We're just cloaked up here. That Arbiter survived that recall. Pretty handily, too. Didn't take any hull damage whatsoever. Zealot sneak attack from the back. Trying to take out some of these tanks. Spider Mines making quick work of them. If they go too far, though. And you know what? Missile turrets are bad news, too. Get these out of my neighborhood. Say the Zealots sitting on +2 attack. +3 soon to be there. Pushing in. Ooh, Light was trying to take a 3rd in the middle. But as we know, it is nigh impossible to take a 3rd base up here. Well, a base in general in this middle section is just pretty much darn near impossible. All right, so +3 Archons, pretty intimidating stuff, but the EMPs are the problem. EMPs will remove all of the shields off of an Archon, leaving them with a total of 10 HP. So if that happens, we're having a bad time. But I think Pure might just be kind of starving out Light here. Light has literally 86 minerals in his bank. What a game. What a game this has been so far. All right, so trying to retake his 3rd. With tanks, with vultures, there's a handful of Dragoons here. Trying to make something happen. And perhaps another base attempt. Look at this vulture pilot. He's spazzing out. He's occupying multiple areas at once, kind of. Man, he's going to throw up is what he's going to do. scouting over here as an observer to see this army. Gonna lose its life in the process, but does get some valuable intel for Pure. He decides to pull on up and get the heck out of there. Third base floating over. He really needs this third base in order to survive, and by golly, he... Oh, Dragoon's actually sitting back here just kind of picking off some of the CVs. We've been here the whole time, guys! And now they're gone because, again, tanks. +2 attack on those bros. Alright, so I mean, for all the talk of income not being that great for the Terran player, guess what? Pure's sitting on 1 mineral patch right now, too. He has no room to talk. He needs a 4th base. Just as much as Light needed this 3rd base. So, oof. Cost efficiency for the Terran means he can stay on 1 or 2 bases longer than a Protoss player can. And there's your 4th base warping in. Vulture scouts this. Vulture trying to kill this by his lonesome. He's not going to be able to do it. Absolutely not. So, the contain of what is left here is a couple missile turrets and a bunch of spider mines, which is exciting stuff. There's a recall into the main base here of Dragoons just kind of indiscriminately firing on stuff. I don't know. What are they trying to kill exactly? That refinery seems to be a priority for some reason, going after some supply depots, some of this factory stuff. It's not a very good recall. I don't think. Where did the Arbiter go? Did the Arbiter die to get in here and get it done? Maybe. Seems possible, but yeah, it's completely getting cleared out. Probe transfer right through the middle up to this 4th base location. They will get there just as the Nexus is finishing. What a scrappy game. These are always, a lot of these games are just really scrappy games, which I am a huge fan of. I like them. I like them a lot. So 3 attack done for the ground units, Archons, Zealots, and Dragoons. Working on another Arbiter, still producing additional Vultures here is Light. Left side base, happily mining. He is needing that income more than anything else. I'm surprised he hasn't just thrown down a command center here. I guess there's only about 500 minerals present, but oh crap, 3rd base in trouble. Suddenly, we're here with a recall. Ooh, nice EMP. Yes, nice EMP, catching those Archons. Get out of there, Archons. You're gonna die to every... Why are you not getting out of there? Okay, well, Archons are gone. The base is gone, though. That 3rd command center is toast for Light. And the 4th base is running quite nicely for Pure. So I think, man, that feels game endy to me. That feels like if Light can't get another base up, does he have a command center? He might have lifted all of his command centers and tried to put them here, and they're all dead now. Oh my gosh, he doesn't have enough money to build one either. Okay, well, Light, this is what you got, bro. This is what you have. If you can win this thing, I will be extraordinarily impressed because you have 24 minerals, no ability to get any more. I mean, long distance mining doesn't help because you don't have any command centers. Am I wrong about this? I don't see one anywhere. No. Yeah, these guys aren't even mining. They're just going to attack. He's bringing everything that he has right now. If Light can pull this off, he will have learned my undying devotion. Observers flying over this group are just getting massacred. Seeing what's going on is a problem. So could recall some reinforcements in here. Could this Arbiter, if there are any reinforcements? Some. There's a High Templar. Does he have Storm? There are 7. Oh, look at that. He stasis his own Zealot on the ramp so the Terran army can't get up here. What a baller move. What a disgustingly baller move there from Pure. That was amazing. Because look, this army wins. This army beats this army for sure. But if he can't get up the ramp, he's toast. He doesn't have drop ships. Another Zealot trying to come down. Oh, how long is stasis going to last, though? Do you have another stasis available? Of course not. Of course you don't have another stasis available. Trying to drop on the high ground here. This is incredible. This is incredibly tense right now. Arbiter coming in. 178 energy on it. All right. The little stasis block is gone. Here we go. Here we go. Light coming up the ramp. Trying to hold this thing is Pure. Can he just base race it? I don't know if he wants to just base race it. I don't think he can. Dude, if... Light can win this thing. Light can absolutely win this thing. Arbiter gets picked out of the sky by the Charon boosted Goliaths. Zealots attacking on in. Good micro here. And there's the recall on top of their army here. Archons and Dragoons on top of these tanks, crushing them immediately. But there are so many tanks on the low ground right now. They're absolutely shelling the army of Pure from distance here. It's 100 to 35 supply, though. Where the heck is all of Pure's supply? Is it just in Probe or something? Oh, he's got this group over here. Are they could help. They could absolutely help, and that's it. That's our last defender here. There's a single Dragoon way up there in the top corner trying to defend this. Probe's running. Probe's scattering to the four winds right now. Oh, Arbiter coming in. Arbiter coming in. No, gets EMP'd! Gets EMP'd. But the good news is the Arbiter can shoot these things, and nothing can shoot it. So this Nexus is... Oh, just kidding. There's a Goliath here. Get out of there. No. What a clutch move out of Light. He EMPs the Arbiter and then kills it with a Goliath. Here's the army. Okay, this might be it. This might be it for Pure. He has a pretty significant army here. That's what that 60 to 34 thing is all about right now. Was this the army? Well, no, there's additional tanks. There are so many tanks remaining for Light right now. Got 6 High Templar in production. He just turns them into Archons. He's not using them for Storm by any stretch. Observer flies on over, says, all right, I'm seeing a bunch of tanks spread out quite nicely. I'm losing my life right now. Oh, wait. Almost got out. Goliath lost interest there temporarily. But, ooh, Cloak could be pretty good. Does he not have... Okay, if he can kill this Science Vessel, that'd be a massive go for him, but I don't know that he can. This tank spread is disgusting from Light. Okay, this is getting an epic tag for sure. Epic tag 2016. Tanks firing on a random pylon that Pure does not care about in the tiniest bit. Where's that guy going? The wrong way. Now he's going the right way. I mean, Light says, if you're not going to engage with me, I'm just going to start killing all your stuff, if that's something you're okay with. I'm not convinced it is, but it's going to be Archons all the livelong day, and that's it. I mean, this is all that he has, is these 3 Archons that he's building. He has 13 minerals in the bank, and I guess he could do some long distance. He has long distance gas mining a little bit here. Oh man, picking off that Science Vessel would be huge. Mungus almost got it. It is down to 52 health. Tanks still setting up, using the SCVs to spot further than the tanks can naturally see. He would usually send the Science Vessel. Oh, he is doing it now, but it's a little bit risky to do that. A little bit risky to do that, and we're back where we were 20 minutes ago. This is another push. Another set-up siege from Light, just basically daring Pure to come out there and kill him. Gas mining, I mean, gas mining is fun, but if you don't have enough minerals, you can't make anything else. Gas is not... Is he going? He's going for it! Here comes Pure! Defensive Matrix on that first one, trying to send the Arbiters over. Oh, nice stasis on a couple of those tanks and the Goliath. I think we've done it. I think Pure has made this thing happen. Archon dropping on in. Science Vessel picked off. The Cloak is a big deal, and that is a good game from Light. Pure is the winner in 33 minutes and 12 seconds in an incredibly intense final scenario there. Somehow, the Protoss player came through. What and just final push there was amazing. The stasises were perfect. Taking down that Goliath was a huge play. Getting the Science Vessel too was ginormous. And yeah, there wasn't much left. Not much left here. 56 supply from Pure at the end of that game. Handful of Dragoons, couple Archons, couple Arbiters, and a couple Zealots. And that was it. That was all that he had. But yeah, that final play when Light lost his final command center and only had 300 minerals. That is such a bad feeling. Such a bad feeling for the Terran player. But there it is. Protoss win in a PPT. Don't see a whole lot of these, but very interested and happy to see one here for now. Oh, I need something. Check out that final score. And pretty darn even across the board, right? 300 to 400, 200 to 300, 300 to 300 for units lost. Total score there, 227,000, 132,000. Light has the lead on that, actually. Structures constructed 62 to 64, raised 26 to 15. And then resources, yeah, I mean, look at how much more cost-effective Light was with his units than Pure was. It's 16,000 gas to 9,000 gas for Pure, 42,000 minerals to 28,000 minerals, 58,000 spent to 37 spent. And Light almost won this game anyway. Tanks, man. Tanks are cost efficient. All right. Well, that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.